Here's another Pete and Kimber with Ben Cousins Quickcast. A quick bit from the show.
I don't know if you guys had heard this story that was rolling around last week, and it keeps staying with me because it opens up conversations with people about it. There was a guy on Carrie and Tommy. They spoke to him on Carrie and Tommy in our drive show. And this guy was basically, he woke up in the middle of the night and there was a dude in his house. There were two dudes in his house that he didn't know. And he ended up in his underpants chasing him down the street and apprehended one of them while he was trying to climb and get away over a fence, and basically put him in a bit of a headlock, held him down and prevented him from getting away, to the point where he even was going, I had to call the cops, but he didn't have anything on him. So he made the guy call the cops from his own phone. Right?
Wow.
This is a little bit of the dad.
One of them was trying to jump over a neighbour's fence and went down a laneway, and he was in a dead end, and I pulled him back when he was halfway up the fence. He was trying to resist, and then he started saying, look, you can call the cops, just don't hurt me. I just held on to him until the cops arrived.
Right, so he just said, you call the cops, tell them what's happened. And he was
Citizens arrest, they call that, don't they?
But he was so calm about it. The tone that he had there, where he was like, he told the whole story from a position of like, yeah, and so these guys were there, and then I chased him down the street in my undies and grabbed him, and then the cops came, and it was just so casual. And he said, well, you got to do what you got to do. I've got to protect my family. I've woken in the middle of the night and it's terrifying.
But two guys too. That's when you're outnumbered.
Yeah, oh God,
and your first instinct is still to get on the front foot.
Mate, one is one too many, I
exactly,
think.
Exactly.
You hear these stories, like even I was talking to one of our producers today. They were telling me a story where they've had someone come into the house while they were asleep. I mean, it's just absolutely terrifying. So I would like to know, 13 10 60, what did you wake up to? Because I've heard these terrible... there was one person who told me a story where she was on her own in her apartment. Someone broke in and she kind of rose from her sleep. She was a little bit, disturbed from her sleep. And the guy who was breaking in just leaned over and said to her, shh, just go back to sleep. And she did. Like she was too out of it to know what was really going on.
Oh, no thanks.
That is outrageous.
And he just comforted her by going, shh, just go back to sleep. And so she just did. And then woke up and he'd
wild.
Stolen all this stuff from her house.
Whispered, best for you. Go back to sleep. Best
Right?
for you. And then
Awful.
off on his merry way again.
I've often, because you have this thought about what you would do if you did wake up to something like that going on. I just don't know what I'd do.
If you could move.
If you could move, whatever. I just don't know how
And if
I'd
you've got a
be.
weapon, you only get one shot, right? Because if
Yeah.
they get the weapon from you, danger city.
Good luck.
So, yeah.
I don't know what I'd do either. Probably. But my daughter did, on this rare occasion last week, came in and woke me up at about 5:30. She was going to come in for a cuddle. I didn't hear her when she came into my room. I went straight into fight mode and threw a punch which just went past her face. What? Still asleep.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jeez,
Straight into
because
fight
I've
mode. I
had-
don't know what I was thinking about
I've had
when I
that
was
many
asleep.
times with the kids. I open my eyes and there's one of them standing at the bed just staring at me like it's some Halloween.
Kids are
freaky, creepy. Yeah.
Well, 13 10 60, give us a call. Tell us, what did you wake up to? I think one of the worst crimes that people can commit is breaking into someone's home. I feel like taking away the sanctuary of someone's home is absolutely dreadful.
100%.
Right? You
Yep.
should be able to feel safe there. And this bloke that was on in Carrie and Tommy last week talking about how he had woken up in the middle of the night to two blokes in his house and chased them down the street and apprehended one of them, which was amazing. And you just don't even know how you get that far. But 13 10 60, we want to know what you woke up to. Emma, I'm afraid to ask, what did you wake up to?
I used to look after my neighbours' dogs while they were away. And I'm a sleepwalker. And I woke up on their couch one night. I had left my house, let myself into their house, and they had woke me up on their couch because I was just sitting there.
Oh, this is great.
Oh, my goodness.
And also, it could have been a hell of a lot worse.
Yeah.
Like
if you
imagine
just
if you'd
gone in the middle of the night, like you could have terrified them.
No, it was in the middle of the night.
Yeah, just
And
like
they-
sleeping. So you've woken up on their couch because you could have woken up in their bed, in another room. Like you could have woken up anywhere in that place, and you're just lucky it happened to be their couch.
Exactly.
That is so frightening.
I'm just really glad I didn't scare the living hell out of them. as
Yeah.
well as myself.
Yeah.
Sorry, go on, Emma.
My parents still don't know to this day, so
Right.
yeah.
Oh, we won't
I
tell
was
them.
I was a teenager at the time, so I let myself out of my house, got the keys from under their dog's bed outside their house, and let myself into their house.
See, that is why when sometimes you see these crime docos and people go, I committed a terrible crime, but I was asleep and I don't remember anything. And I go, sure, mate, sure.
sleepwalking
And then I hear
stuff
Emma's
is
story and I go, oh, it's pretty plausible, isn't it? Like, oh.
Hey, Janine, what did you wake up to?
Okay. What I actually woke up to was pretty scary. My friend bought another house, and she said, look, the person's moving out before lunch. You can move in after lunch. And I'm like, yeah, cool, no worries. And that night I woke up to my daughter saying, Mum, there's a man's legs hanging out my inbuilt wardrobe. And I said, don't be silly. And I heard a noise, and I saw this man, and he told me to go take a flying fish.
Yep.
And I rang the police and everything. It was a hitman that had come through my house because the guy was under witness protection and had moved state, and he'd come in to bump the guy off. And the police hadn't seen nothing like that in years and years and years and years.
No way.
Wow.
Yeah. And he had a
Hitman.
silencer. He'd shut all the windows. Yeah.
Insane.
No way.
Yeah,
Janine!
totally. Yeah.
So that moment when he said, go, take a walk, so what
Yeah.
happened in that moment? Did you run off and get out of the house and...
No,
That's-
no.
what did
he
you
was in my
do?
hallway. I just moved in the night before.
Yeah.
That day. And I just froze because I had my little kitties behind me.
Yeah.
And I was a single mum shaking.
Wow.
And I thought, what am I going to do? And I rang 000, and you should have heard all the bells and whistles come.
So
Wow.
he ran off because
Yeah,
you've seen enough. You've seen the gun with the silencer and everything.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
my
Wow.
And the police said, because that night I wasn't supposed to have my kids, the dad was coming. He said, no, can you have them? And I was like, oh, grumpy, X's and all that. And the police officer said to me, thank God your children were here because he would have popped you.
Whoa,
Wow.
Janine.
That is
How's
out
that?
of-
And also, you make that call to the cops, and then the next call you're making is to the real estate agent to go, I'd like to break my lease. I think I'm out.
That is wild.
Wow.
Unreal.
That was a Pete and Kimber with Ben Cousins Quickcast. Want to hear more? Catch the full show podcast on the Listener app.